Hello, and welcome. My name is Michelle. I am your emotional resilience coach. Thank you so much for joining me today. Please don't forget to hit subscribe, like the notifications button, and I love to always hear from you. So, today, what I'm going to talk about is chronic illness and pain. This is something that is on the rise. We have a lot of genetic factors, we have a lot of stress, anxiety, mental health problems, unresolved trauma. There is a lot of things that contribute to just weird aches and pains in our body, chronic illnesses, and it is tough, it is hard, it is exhausting. I think when I went through my time where I had quite severe IBS, the thing that stood out to me the most was this exhaustion that just permeated through my entire life. And it's so hard because what you do is you tend to have this war with yourself. You feel like you're not good enough, you're not worthy. Things like you're just being lazy, you're just feeling sorry for yourself. Pull yourself together. We tend to really go to war with ourselves, and we aren't very kind to ourselves. And we fight with ourselves constantly for being sick. And we just compound the problem, we just intensify it, and we just make it so much worse. Now, we're human and we're going to have human experiences, and sometimes it's going to affect us physically. It doesn't mean anything about your worth or your value. Your ability to do things doesn't all of a sudden make you a better human being. Your ability to be wherever you feel you're supposed to be, and this is always some made up idea that we have in our head, isn't really true. It's a good time to sit and check in with ourselves. What is the story that we're telling ourselves? Our value, our worth. Sometimes we feel like we are being left behind. We're looking around at other people and we say things like, why can't I be more like that? Why can't I do this? Why me? Why is this happening? We get lost into this idea. We jump from the past to the future where we will just go, oh, I used to be able to, I used to, if only. We go into this turmoil within ourselves. We look to the future. Am I always going to be like this? What is it going to look like? And we just really end up in this vortex of just misery and pain, where we just get sucked into this hole and we just spin and spin and spin. We're either spinning in the past or we're spinning in the future. I hope you can see where this is going. A great tool is to allow ourselves to be present and to be in the now. The past is what it is. The future we can't really predict. Practice just being in the now. Even if you have to just take the next 10 minutes. Okay, what do I need to do for the next 10 minutes? Because we're either going to be feeling resentful, angry, possibly even bitter about our past, or we're going to be feeling worried, anxious, maybe a little bit bitter about our future. And this doesn't help us to feel better. When we've already got physical pain and suffering, now to come and add emotional gunk on top of that, it's just going to compound it. It's just going to intensify it and just make it so much worse for ourselves. So be kind to yourself. Take 10 minutes at a time if you have to, and just think of things that you can do that can help you settle into the now and can bring you peace. Even if you are lying in bed and you're unable to get up and do things, what can you do to bring peace into your space? Is it deep breathing? Is it gratitude? Do you need to do some grounding techniques? And it's okay if you just have to go on a loop over and over again. It makes you feel all right for the next 10 to 15 minutes to just ground yourself. That's okay too. Do you need to go and get a cold, wet face cloth and put it on your neck and just breathe in and out and let that cold just allow to seep into you, help you. Do you need something hot? Do you need a hot compress? Maybe you want to put it on your tummy, wherever your ache or pain is. What we tend to do is we tend to jump out of our body. We don't want to be with it. And it's not surprising. It's uncomfortable, it's sore, it's exhausting. But I found just making peace with it and learning to accept it and be with it in the moment and lean into it when these flare-ups happen for us allows us to drop the fight with ourselves and allows us to be present with what is. Again, there's nothing worse than fighting with ourselves. There's nothing worse than being our own worst enemy, because then we just tend to do worse things to ourselves. We tend to self-sabotage. We tend to spiral. We just put ourselves in a real mess. So think of what you can do. Is there an opportunity for you to get fresh air, to get some sunlight? Is there maybe just open up a window and sit next to a window and just breathe in and out deeply? If you are in bed and there's not much you can do, can you stretch, little stretches? Stretch your fingers and release. Stretch your shoulders and release. Tense your arms and release. And of course you can do it from the other way around as well. You can start with your shoulders, arms, fingers, whichever way you feel. Do it with your legs. Breathe deep into the places where there's pain. Visualize just light and love and healing going into those places. Maybe you like listening to music, or you like listening to podcasts, or you like reading. All those things that you can do. Do you like cooking? Is there something you can do that's not going to take too much energy? Get inventive. Really maybe research what are some great meals that I can do in under 15 minutes that will just help this day go so much better. You know, meal prep is such a huge thing that so many people do. And on your stronger days, maybe it's not a bad idea to do a lot of meal prep. So on your down days, you can find ways to just make it as quick as you possibly can, so that you can give yourself the time, attention, and care that you need. Could you walk a little bit? And you don't have to walk too far. Maybe it's just a case of, today I'm going to walk from my bedroom to the front door. That's all I can manage. And you do that and you walk back to bed, that's okay. Tomorrow, maybe feeling a bit stronger, I can walk from my front door, from my bedroom out my front door, a couple of steps, take a deep breath, enjoy that fresh air, and come back inside. And just incrementally, little by little, stretch yourself when you can, and if you can, and how you can. You don't want to push yourself too much either, because if you push yourself too much, this is why the next day we go, because our bodies didn't like it, our body is putting up a fight, we are sore, we are feeling uncomfortable, and our body's going, nope. And so that's why it's so good to just do incremental things, and it's okay if it's only 5 minutes, and work your way up slowly. When I started doing yoga, I literally started with just stretching, just simple things, child's pose, sitting with my hands on my hips, on my legs like this, open up, and just breathing in and out, opening, expanding and closing. So I'll put my hands on my knees. You can't see my knees in the video, but I'll have my hands on my knees, and I'll go down, and I will just do this. I did that for maybe 3-4 minutes as I worked myself up to a longer, more intense yoga thing. But I started really, really slowly with just a couple of minutes, and it would be a little game I have with myself. Okay, I did 3 minutes today. Can I get to 5-minute exercise tomorrow? Am I going to get to 10 minutes? What is my goal? And being gentle and slow with ourselves is so much better than just being hard, aggressive, full force, going into it, and then the next day going, never again. And then more often than not, it really is never again. So these are just some thoughts, just some ideas on the things that we can do when we are having a bad, painful, physically taxing day. Please, I love to hear your thoughts. Do let me know in the comments. Come on over to Instagram. Say hey to me there. Let me know what you like to do on those days that are just really overwhelming. And last but not least, be kind to your mind. It is so, so important. It really just takes so much of the pressure off an already hard day. All right, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and as always, have a most empowered day.